Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe, Honorable Prime Minister of Mauritius, Bank of Mauritius, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies and distinguished guests, Namaskar. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all today to this special event to witness the launch of UPI services in Sri Lanka and Mauritius and RuPay card in Mauritius. We begin today's event by screening a short video on UPI and RuPay card services that are being launched today.
Since 2014, under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi, the digital payment landscape in India has been revolutionized. UPI has made life easier for millions in India and put the country at the forefront of digital payments worldwide. UPI achieved a significant milestone by crossing 100 billion transactions in 2023 with almost 400 million transactions daily, reaffirming its position as a preferred mode of digital transactions in the country. India and Sri Lanka are close maritime neighbors with a legacy of historical, intellectual, cultural, and linguistic ties. During the visit of President Ranil Wickremesinghe to New Delhi in July 2023, both leaders adopted the India-Sri Lanka Economic Partnership Vision document aimed at enhancing connectivity in all dimensions, including fintech connectivity, air connectivity, and maritime connectivity as a key enabler for growth and economic prosperity. In addition to being Sri Lanka's largest trade partner, India is also one of the largest contributors to foreign direct investment in Sri Lanka. In recent years, the largest number of tourists visiting Sri Lanka are from India. In 2023, more than 300,000 Indian tourists traveled to Sri Lanka from India. With guidance from the Reserve Bank of India and the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, two pioneering companies, NPCI International Payments Limited and LankaPay, Sri Lanka's national payment network, have set the stage for a historic journey through a groundbreaking collaboration. This will enable Indian tourists to experience the ease and convenience of transacting through UPI-powered apps while visiting Sri Lanka. Let us see how they can make QR code-based merchant payments enabled by LankaPay. Indian citizens should activate UPI Global or UPI International on their UPI-powered apps before making QR code-based merchant payments in Sri Lanka. Scan the Lanka QR, enter the amount, verify with UPI PIN. The payment is successful. For merchants in Sri Lanka, it opens doors to a broader customer base, allowing them to accept digital payments from Indian tourists, making business smoother than ever. Enjoy the beach, savor Sri Lankan cuisine, and admire the architectural wonders. Reserve Bank of India and NIPL, in collaboration with Central Bank of Sri Lanka and LankaPay, are connecting nations and fostering shared prosperity through digital payments. India and Mauritius ties are rooted in strong commercial, cultural, and people-to-people links. In recent years, both countries have been working to deepen digital and fintech connectivity, leading to new possibilities for collaboration and growth. Today, there are over 20,000 Indian residents in Mauritius. In the last 5 years, India has been amongst the leading trading partners of Mauritius. The implementation of the Metro Express light rail transit supported by India is one of the latest major developments in Mauritius. To add to this, Reserve Bank of India and Bank of Mauritius have collaborated to facilitate UPI QR code-based payment solution and RuPay card acceptance in both Mauritius and India. Around 75,000 Indian tourists visit Mauritius in a year. Let us see how they can make QR code based merchant payments. To start using UPI, simply download a preferred UPI powered app from the App Store or Play Store. Indian citizens should activate UPI Global or UPI International on their UPI powered apps before making QR code based merchant payments in Mauritius. Similarly, around 30,000 Mauritian citizens travel to India in a year. Let us see how they can make QR code based payments. Download the preferred app from the App Store or Play Store. Click the India QR payments option and scan the QR. Enter amount. Review and confirm with an OTP. The payment is done and they can download the payment receipt. RuPay cards issued in India will now be accepted in Mauritius. Also, banks in Mauritius will be using the RuPay Switch network to issue the RuPay cards to their customers. These cards can be used to withdraw cash through ATMs and make payments at point of sale terminals in both Mauritius and India. This feature will be live with the participating members. UPI and RuPay, connecting India and Mauritius through seamless digital payments.
I now invite dignitaries to witness the first UPI transaction conducted by an Indian national in Sri Lanka.
We will now undertake the first UPI transaction in Sri Lanka.
We shall now witness the first UPI transaction conducted by an Indian national in Mauritius.
We will now undertake the first UPI transaction in Mauritius.
I now request Honorable Prime Minister of Mauritius, His Excellency Pravind Jugnauth, to kindly deliver his remarks.
Sri Narendra Modi ji, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India, His Excellency Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, President of Sri Lanka, colleague ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Mr. Harvesh Sigulam, Governor of the Bank of Mauritius, the board members of the Bank of Mauritius, governors and executives of central banks, CEOs of banks, distinguished guests from Mauritius, India, and Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to our dear friends in India and Sri Lanka. Allow me first of all to convey warm and fraternal greetings to His Excellency Sri Narendra Modi ji, and His Excellency Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, who are amongst us this morning for the e-launch of the RuPay card and UPI projects. It gives me great pleasure to join you all on this milestone occasion. The RuPay card, co-branded with our national payment switch, the MOCAS, will be designated as the domestic card in Mauritius. India and Mauritius share strong cultural, commercial, and people-to-people linkages, which date back to centuries ago. And today, we are giving yet another dimension to this relationship. One of the highlights of the G20 meeting under the Indian presidency was the commitment to improve access to digital services and digital public infrastructure and leverage digital transformation opportunities to boost sustainable and inclusive growth. Mauritius has already embarked on its digital transformation journey. A key highlight of this journey is an efficient, fast, and cheap payment system. The Bank of Mauritius has been at the frontier of the development of payment systems to promote orderly and balanced economic development. The Bank of Mauritius established the Port Risk Clearing House in 1968 to facilitate clearing of checks, which was a manual process at that time. With the advent of technology in the payments domain, the bank modernized payment infrastructures through the implementation of a real-time gross settlement system, the Mauritius Automated Clearing and Settlement System, in December 2000. In 2009, the Mauritius Automated Clearing and Settlement System was upgraded to a more resilient architecture, which also supports multi-currency transactions. It was the first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. This upgrade was followed by the completion of the automation of the Port Risk Clearing House in 2011, enabling clearing of checks through electronic images and low-value electronic transactions. These infrastructures simplified payment processes and reduced cost and time of transactions in a more secure environment. With the advent of digitalization globally, the bank had to introduce a set of regulations to provide an appropriate framework for the development of these modes of payments. The National Payment Systems Act 2018 was proclaimed in January 2019. Simultaneously, the Bank of Mauritius launched a state-of-the-art digital hub known as the Mauritius Central Automated Switch, MOCAS, a real-time payment system for routing payments among operators on a 24/7 basis for instant mobile transactions, as well as domestic card transactions. This innovative digital platform has revolutionized the payment landscape in Mauritius with a vibrant ecosystem of private bank and non-bank payment service providers, which is driving innovation and fintech development. Fintech firms are leveraging on the MOCAS platform to provide value-added services, thus allowing banks to collaborate with providers of emerging technologies. Changing customer behavior and growing demand for digital products, alongside with rapidly evolving technology, are driving a shift to digital payments. The bank has transformed the domestic payment landscape into an enabling environment for new operators, new services, and new products. Leveraging on its payment ecosystem, the Bank of Mauritius has taken the modernization of the payment infrastructure to a higher level with the collaboration of the National Payment Corporation of India and the Reserve Bank of India. And this marks a new chapter in the history of payments in Mauritius. The Bank of Mauritius has a cross-border payment strategy to enter into bilateral agreements with payment schemes of jurisdictions with which Mauritius has strong commercial relationships. The first project has been realized with the National Payment Corporation of India for retail payments through RuPay cards and mobile phones by connecting the MOCAS with the Indian switch. With this arrangement, Indians visiting Mauritius can effect payments by scanning merchant UPI QR codes with their mobile apps. And likewise, Mauritians can use their mobile apps in India. Payments will not only be instantaneous, they will also be made in foreign currencies directly from payers' bank accounts denominated in their domestic currencies. And settlement will be done through direct conversion between the currencies of our two countries. This will eliminate the need for third currencies. Payments will therefore be faster, cheaper, and more secure. The partnership between MOCAS and the National Payment Corporation of India provides a platform for innovative and competitive payment instruments for the benefit of both our populations. I wish that this burgeoning collaboration in the domain of payments between India and Mauritius will continue to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. I would now request Honorable President of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe, to kindly deliver his remarks on this occasion.
Prime Minister Modi, Prime Minister Jugnauth, and distinguished officials who are gathered here today. It's an important occasion for us. For you, Prime Minister Modi, it's a second important occasion because I must congratulate you for the opening of the Ram Mandir just a few weeks ago. This shows our connections both economically and culturally. For thousands of years, payments have taken place between our two countries, and at that time, fortunately, there were no central banks. But in fact, our museums hold a number of coins, South Indian coins of over 1,000 years old, which have been found in different parts of villages of the dry zone, an indication that the South Indian trading corporations were very active even in the villages. So what we are doing today is only upgrading it technologically. You no longer have coins, you have Lanka QR and the NIPL together. And certainly as more and more Indian tourists visit Sri Lanka, this will be used in every village in our country. Furthermore, the transactions that go on between Sri Lanka and Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka and Mumbai of such scale that this certainly is of valuable use to us, especially to the merchants. We have about, I think, 400,000 who are now engaged in this. So I look at this as an important part of the developing further connectivity between our two countries. We have, as it is, the vision statement that Prime Minister and I issued when I was in Delhi is been implemented. I had a discussion with Foreign Minister Mr. Jaishankar the other day in Perth, and we are satisfied with the progress that's been made. And we hope to carry on with that momentum. There were exchanges yesterday also that we hope we'll carry on with that the momentum, maintain the momentum, so that we can certainly identify other areas of connectivity. To me, it's also certainly a reason for happiness that through this scheme, we are taking part together with Mauritius in the same exercise, in the same transactions, because both of us are island states and there has been historical connections between our two countries. And Sri Lanka looks forward to having closer relations with Mauritius, and certainly I've discussed again with your foreign minister again in Perth of how we could go ahead. So I don't want to take any more of the time, but I want to thank you, Prime Minister, for initiating this venture. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. I would now request Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, to kindly address this special event.
Your Excellency, President Ranil Wickremesinghe, Your Excellency, Prime Minister Pravind Jugnauth जी, भारत के विदेश मंत्री डॉक्टर जयशंकर जी, श्रीलंका, मॉरिशस और भारत के सेंट्रल बैंक के गवर्नर और आज इस महत्वपूर्ण समारोह से जुड़े सभी साथीगण, इंडियन ओशन क्षेत्र के 3 मित्र देशों के लिए आज एक विशेष दिन है। अपने ऐतिहासिक संबंधों को आज हम आधुनिक डिजिटल रूप से जोड़ रहे हैं। ये हमारे लोगों के विकास के लिए हमारे कमिटमेंट का प्रमाण है। फिनटेक कनेक्टिविटी के माध्यम से केवल क्रॉस बॉर्डर ट्रांजैक्शंस की ही नहीं, क्रॉस बॉर्डर कनेक्शन को भी बल मिलेगा। भारत का यूनिफाइड पेमेंट्स इंटरफेस यानी यूपीआई आज नया दायित्व निभा रहा है, यूनाइटिंग पार्टनर्स विद इंडिया। फ्रेंड्स, भारत में डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से एक क्रांतिकारी परिवर्तन आया है। हमारे छोटे से छोटे गांव में छोटे से छोटे व्यापारी भी डिजिटल पेमेंट्स कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि इसमें सुविधा के साथ साथ स्पीड भी है। पिछले वर्ष यूपीआई के माध्यम से रिकॉर्ड 100 बिलियन से ज्यादा ट्रांजैक्शंस हुए हैं। इनका मूल्य 2 लाख करोड़ रुपए यानी 8 ट्रिलियन श्रीलंका रुपये और 1 ट्रिलियन मॉरिशस रुपये से जुड़ा है, ज्यादा है। जेम ट्रिनिटी यानी बैंक अकाउंट, आधार और मोबाइल फोन के माध्यम से हम लास्ट माइल डिलीवरी कर रहे हैं। इस सिस्टम से अब तक 34 लाख करोड़ रुपये यानी $400 बिलियन से अधिक सीधे लाभार्थियों के बैंक अकाउंट में जमा किए जा चुके हैं। कोविड महामारी के समय कोविन प्लेटफॉर्म के जरिए भारत में विश्व का सबसे बड़ा वैक्सीनेशन प्रोग्राम चलाया गया। टेक्नोलॉजी के उपयोग से ट्रांसपेरेंसी बढ़ रही है, भ्रष्टाचार खत्म हो रहा है, समाज में इंक्लूसिविटी बढ़ रही है और लोगों का सरकार में विश्वास बढ़ रहा है। फ्रेंड्स, भारत की नीति है नेबरहुड फर्स्ट। हमारा मैरीटाइम विजन है सागर। सागर यानी सिक्योरिटी एंड ग्रोथ फॉर ऑल इन द रीजन। हमारा लक्ष्य है पूरे क्षेत्र में शांति, सुरक्षा और विकास। भारत अपने विकास को अपने पड़ोसी मित्रों से अलग रख करके नहीं देखता। श्रीलंका के साथ हर क्षेत्र में कनेक्टिविटी लगातार मजबूत कर रहे हैं। पिछले वर्ष राष्ट्रपति विक्रम सिंघे की भारत यात्रा के दौरान हमने एक विजन डॉक्यूमेंट अपनाया था। वित्तीय कनेक्टिविटी को बढ़ाना उसका एक प्रमुख हिस्सा था। ये खुशी की बात है कि आज हमने इस संकल्प को पूरा किया है। प्रधानमंत्री जगन्नाथ के साथ भी पिछले साल व्यापक चर्चा हुई थी। G20 समिट में आप हमारे विशेष अतिथि थे। मुझे विश्वास है कि श्रीलंका और मॉरिशस का यूपीआई प्रणाली से जुड़ने से दोनों देशों को भी लाभ मिलेगा। डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की गति तेज होगी, स्थानीय अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में शानदार बदलाव होंगे, हमारे देशों के बीच टूरिज्म को बढ़ावा मिलेगा। मुझे विश्वास है कि भारतीय टूरिस्ट भी यूपीआई वाली डेस्टिनेशंस को प्रमुखता देंगे। श्रीलंका और मॉरिशस में रहने वाले भारतीय मूल के लोगों को और वहां पढ़ने वाले विद्यार्थियों को भी इसका विशेष लाभ होगा। मुझे खुशी है कि एशिया में नेपाल, भूटान, सिंगापुर और गल्फ में यूएई के बाद अब मॉरिशस से रुपे कार्ड की अफ्रीका में शुरुआत हो रही है। इससे मॉरिशस से भारत आने वाले लोगों को भी सुविधा होगी, हार्ड करेंसी खरीदने की जरूरत भी कम होगी। यूपीआई और रुपे कार्ड व्यवस्था से हमारी अपनी करेंसी में रियल टाइम कम खर्च पर और सुविधाजनक तरीके से भुगतान होगा। आने वाले समय में हम क्रॉस बॉर्डर रेमिटेंस यानी पर्सन टू पर्सन P2P पेमेंट फैसिलिटी की तरफ बढ़ सकते हैं। एक्सेलेंसी, आज का यह लॉन्च ग्लोबल साउथ सहयोग की सफलता का प्रतीक है। हमारे संबंध मात्र लेन देन के नहीं, ये ऐतिहासिक संबंध है। इसकी ताकत हमारे पीपल टू पीपल रिलेशंस मजबूती देते हैं। पिछले 10 सालों में हमने दिखाया है कि कैसे हर संकट की घड़ी में भारत लगातार अपने पड़ोसी मित्रों के साथ खड़ा रहता है। चाहे आपदा प्राकृतिक हो, हेल्थ संबंधी हो, इकोनॉमिक हो या अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पटल पर साथ देने की बात हो, भारत फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्डर रहा है और आगे भी रहेगा। G20 की अपनी अध्यक्षता में भी हमने ग्लोबल साउथ की चिंताओं पर विशेष ध्यान दिया। भारत के डिजिटल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का लाभ ग्लोबल साउथ के देशों को पहुंचाने के लिए हमने सोशल इम्पैक्ट फंड भी स्थापित किया है। फ्रेंड्स, मैं राष्ट्रपति रनिल विक्रमसिंघे और प्रधानमंत्री प्रविंद जगन्नाथ जी का हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूं, जिन्होंने इस लॉन्च में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई। मैं इस अवसर पर तीनों देशों के सेंट्रल बैंक्स और एजेंसीज को भी इस लॉन्च को सफल बनाने के लिए धन्यवाद देता हूं। धन्यवाद जी।
Thank you, sir. On behalf of the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, I would like to thank NIPL, Lanka Pay, State Bank of India, Mauritius Limited, Bank of Baroda, Mauritius, and other stakeholders who extended their invaluable support for this launch. I take this opportunity to convey our deep gratitude to Honorable Prime Minister of India, Honorable President of Sri Lanka, Honorable Prime Minister of Mauritius, ministers, the governors of the central banks of the three countries, and other dignitaries for gracing this occasion with their presence. This brings the special event to a close. Namaskar.